that you're blessed. One of the exciting things that we get to do as a church is to celebrate baptism. And Alper is going to be baptized, and also Rebecca between services today. So I encourage you to stay with us and be a part of that and help sort of what we like to say is drive this new identity in Christ deeper into the hearts and the souls of Alper and Rebecca as they see reflected in the community the affirmation that yes, this is who you are now in Jesus. This is the new you in Jesus Christ. As part of that, I wanted to have Alper share his faith story with us, so we're going to ask you to do that. And be asked that you be praying for him as he does so. It's a big thing to get in front of people and do that, but thank you for being willing to. And I'm going to get you a microphone, this one. So why don't you come over here?
So how's everybody doing? Good. So yeah, Pastor Aaron was just talking about the new me. So I wanted to just share with you guys a story about how that new me came to be. So just by nature, like just by how I am, I'm super confident in my own abilities. And so in a difficult situation, my first instinct is to just rely upon myself. And that's why in high school, I really like running. Because in running, when things get tough, you just kind of like rely on yourself, and you just you push through the pain. And it's like, oh, when it's difficult, you just like try harder, and it's like just you and you yourself overcome it. And then so I ran for my own like glory. So I would run just so I could be cool and I could get like a really good time. And then if I did bad, then it's like, oh, it's like completely my fault. And then like I put all the burden on myself to do fast, take all the credit for my success. Like don't give any credit to anybody else. Didn't really get to know my teammates very well because I was more focused on just like getting these good times. And so there was this thought that I had every now and then that like I'm so concerned about like being fast and like getting all this glory, but then like someday when I die, like what's gonna happen to all that glory? It's just it'll like disappear and go away. But there was this other voice that just say, don't worry about it, just keep running. So that's what I did in high school. Yeah, and then so senior year, I got a stress fracture from running too much, so I couldn't run anymore for a year. And then so there's like little hole and like this void, so I was trying to fill it with some random things. Tried to fill it with like drinking, with like chasing after women, like pornography. It's just like all this really bad stuff. I was trying to kind of fill this hole that was there, trying to like not think about my own mortality, just to like find these random things to like put first in my life that none of them were really working. And so I kind of had this like vague idea of like, oh, what if there's like a God in my head, but I didn't really pursue it until the summer before college. So summer before college was when my friend Matt, who I knew was Christian, didn't really know what that meant. He and his girlfriend, they broke up, and so he was kind of sad about that. And so very long story, but the important thing about it is that he chose God over his girlfriend. And I was like, well, like, what is this thing that you're putting above a woman? Because like, for a while, like, women were like #1 priority. And I was like, oh, there's this thing that's like more important than that. That seems like pretty cool. I wanna check that out. So I started going to church. Got this kind of like really vague idea of who God was. I was like, okay, like, it seems pretty cool. And then college came around, and I totally like. I didn't like completely throw it all away, but I got super distracted with like the partying lifestyle. I wasn't really pursuing God for a lot of my freshman year. But then, kind of in the middle of my freshman year, I was like, hey, like what I'm doing right now seems kind of pointless. I'm gonna start going back to finding out who God is. So I started going to the Bible studies of this fellowship crew, and then I also went to a church called The Tribe. I was just like really drawn to the love shown by all the Christians that I met. I didn't realize it at the time, but it's like, I think it's just awesome, like that love that like it came from God. But I didn't realize that back then. I was like, oh, there's cool people. And then a verse that I really liked learning about in Bible study was from Ephesians 2, 8-10. And it says, for by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing. It is the gift of God, not a result of works, so that no one may boast. And I soon came to realize that this was referring to Jesus' sacrifice on the cross for us, how there's this kind of disconnect between us and God, and how God, because he loves us so much, he came down to earth and himself sacrificed himself to bridge that disconnect. and how he just paid for all our sins and all our transgressions. And it was also a little bit after this time that the pastor of the tribe was giving a sermon about seeking God on your own, because all this time I'd been, going to Bible study, like learning about it from other people, and then going to churches like every now and then and hearing about him. And that was good, but then it was also like I wasn't really doing it on my own. I wasn't really reading the Bible on my own. I wasn't making it personal. And so after that sermon, I made me want to. And especially last summer, that was when I actually really started doing it and really taking it upon myself, making it personal to know who God was. And I was realizing, okay, all the sin in the world, I hate this sin, I want to conquer it. But again, first instinct, do it on your own. So I was just trying to conquer my sin myself. Didn't really work out too well, but then after I realized, after I started getting it, I have to ask God to come in and fix it. And so I did that, and then it worked. Yeah, so now I don't have this desire to chase after things of this world. I put God first, and I really just want to seek Him with all my heart now. I want to seek something that's eternal, not something that's temporary. Don't have to focus on the results as much now. I focus more on I should be focusing more on the heart that I put into it. Because God's got my back. It's gonna be okay no matter what. I've been given everlasting life. I'm saved for all of eternity. Nobody can take that away. Still, work to be done though. God's infinite. Want to get to know Him as deeply as I can in my time here. Also, others out there who don't know God, gotta spread the word to them. So I'm going to Ocean City, New Jersey this summer on a mission. Super excited for that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. Just closing question I want to ask you guys: what's your number one priority? Is it worth it? If you're on the fence about God, He's there. He's waiting for you to acknowledge Him. So go do that. Yeah.